This movie is set in a house in the forest, featuring a family that has just moved into the wilderness. They live equipped with advanced technology facilities. However, the father, Robert, hears news of a massive power outage. Not long after, Nellie, who was engrossed in studying, was suddenly startled by the power outage, rendering all the advanced facilities unusable. The next day, Robert intended to go to the city to find fuel, but he was hindered by a broken car battery. At that moment, Nell heard on the radio that it was uncertain when the power outage would end, due to a malfunction in the power generation system. 10 days since the power outage, Robert tried to start the car using a chainsaw pole. Unexpectedly, Robert's effort was successful. Throughout the journey, they found that fuel was becoming scarce. Even the food in the city was almost gone. Fortunately, a man named Stan was willing to provide food stock to Robert as long as he was willing to pay a high price. That night on the way home, Robert saw a car broken down on the road. Robert then took the initiative to help them, but they pointed a gun at him, thinking Robert was a thief who wanted to take their belongings. Knowing this, Robert chose to return to the car and continue his journey home. To conserve power, Robert said that for now, they would not go to the city again. Hearing this made him very disappointed in his father. When Robert was cutting down a tree, he had an accident that severely injured him because the tree he cut was very hard. Then Nell and Eva ran as fast as they could. Robert, knowing that he would not survive, asked his two daughters to look after each other and love each other. The death of their father hit Eva and Nell hard. They did not expect their father to leave so soon. In short, 2 months had passed since the power outage. Eva, who was trying to practice dancing, couldn't focus because she remembered both of her parents. Eva then intended to use the available gasoline to turn on the generator so they could watch their father's documentary. However, Nell opposed Eva's action, because if the fuel is used now, they don't know what will happen in the future. Meanwhile, they really need reserve fuel because until now, there has been no information about when the power outage disaster will end. That night, when Nell opened a drawer, she accidentally found a box containing chocolate. You could see how happy Neil was when she ate that small packet of chocolate. Not long after, Eva came begging to use the gasoline because every time she practiced dancing, she couldn't focus at all. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door from outside.
You'd mind?
Both of them became very scared. When they looked outside, it turned out to be Eli who came looking for Nell. Eli is Nell's boyfriend. Eli explained that the city is now unsafe. People have become very wild. Many people felt ill due to the water becoming very dirty. He even thought Nell was dead because he didn't see her in the city anymore. The next day, Nell took her boyfriend to have fun in the forest. After finishing their intimate time as a couple, Eli told her that he had heard that things in the East had returned to normal. Life, electricity, and the internet were back to normal. Therefore, Ellie invited Nell to go together to build a new life there. Both of them then told Eva and invited her to go together. However, Eva remembered that it was all just a rumor, not a fact. Eva immediately refused, especially since the journey would be on foot and would take 8 months. Even though she knew all this, Nell still chose to go with Ellie and leave Eva. In the middle of the journey, Eva remembered her father's will asking them to look after each other. In the end, Nell decided not to go and chose to return to Eva. Unnoticed, it had been 6 months that they had been living without internet, electricity, and fuel. When Nell went to look for food and Eva was cutting wood in the yard, suddenly a man came up to Eva. It turned out he was Stan, the guard at the city's mini market. Stan admitted that he had purposely stopped by here after visiting his friend's house, which was also nearby. And Stan said that he just intended to ask about Eva and her father and then go home. Seeing Stan's suspicious movements, Eva said that her father was in the forest and would be back soon. But at that moment, Stan raped Eva and stole their car and fuel. After that incident, it seemed that Eva no longer had the will to live. Seeing this, Nell tried to play music and dance in hopes that Eva would regain her spirits. Unfortunately, all of this did not yield results. Until one time, Eva started to feel nauseous, proving that Eva was pregnant. Even though the child was the result of rape, Eva wanted to give birth to this child and take care of it wholeheartedly, because a child is completely innocent of what their parents have done. That night, they woke up due to hearing a strange noise. They thought it was Stan returning. Nell immediately stood guard with a pistol, but it turned out that the sound came from their house, which had decayed due to neglect. At the same time, Eva began to have contractions, indicating that she would soon give birth. Nell then took Eva to the treehouse, fearing that their house would collapse while she was giving birth. In the end, Eva gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Then they took him back home. However, the condition of their house was no longer suitable for habitation, so Eva decided to burn the house because she saw the house was full of mold. This would only make her child sick. With a heavy heart, Nell accepted Eva's decision, even though there were many memories there. The movie ended. In my opinion, the movie Into the Forest is a compelling and emotionally charged cinematic work. The story follows the journey of two sisters, Nell and Eva, who become isolated in a forest after an unexpected disaster disrupts the modern world. I was highly impressed by the strong performances of Ellen Page and Evan Rachel Wood, who portrayed the internal conflicts and tensions among their characters remarkably well. Director Patricia Rozema successfully creates a tense and captivating atmosphere while raising haunting questions about our reliance on technology and the fragility of our lives when faced with threats. Furthermore, I feel that the film effectively portrays the clear transformation of the main characters as they struggle to survive. Nell and Eva face various physical and emotional obstacles, gradually learning to adapt to their new lives and overcome their fears and uncertainties. I appreciate how the film explores themes such as resilience, sisterhood, and determination, and how both main characters grow and evolve over time. However, while I enjoyed the film overall, there were certain parts that I felt could have been strengthened. Some scenes felt a bit slow, paced, and lacked a strong emotional impact. Additionally, the development of some supporting characters could have been enhanced to provide more depth to the story. Nonetheless, Into the Forest remains a worthwhile watch, especially for those interested in stories that focus on human relationships, resilience, and the struggle to survive in harsh conditions.